Welcome to the Health by Haven podcast. I'm your host, Haven Quinlan. If you're a multi-passionate wellness enthusiast, then you're in the right place. I'm obsessed with learning as much as I can about the wellness world, and I want to share that with you. Each episode will dive into various aspects of health and wellness through inspiring and informative guest interviews with some solo episodes thrown in. Tune in for all things health, and let's have some fun, shall we? Welcome back to the Health by Haven podcast. Today it kicks off the summer break over here at Health by Haven. So for the 4 episodes in May, these are going to be reruns of my absolute favorite conversations with incredible guests we've had over the years of the show on the podcast. Today's episode, we are kicking it off with Elizabeth of Vela Aesthetics in Charlotte, North Carolina. This was such a popular episode when we originally aired it back in 2025, and I want to make sure you haven't missed out on all of her wisdom about skincare. And even if you listened to it back when it aired the first time, I want to make sure you go back and re-listen. I have done so as well. I remembered so many things that Elizabeth taught me about taking care of my skin health, and I know this conversation is going to help you out as well. So please enjoy this episode with Elizabeth. Elizabeth Laswell is a licensed skincare professional and the founder of Vela Aesthetics and Mercantile, a holistic med spa in Charlotte, North Carolina. In the episode, we chat all things skincare, including what should be in your morning and evening skincare routines, products to use and avoid, why you should be wearing and reapplying SPF every day, and Elizabeth's favorite SPF with makeup products. We also discuss remedies for acne concerns, and we cover holistic health factors that affect your skin health. Newsflash, it is not just what you put on your body what matters, but what you put in your body as well to get that radiant, glowy skin. I know I say this every week, but this episode was truly so much fun to record. Elizabeth is such a gem, and she taught me so much in this conversation. I know you're going to learn so much from her as well, so give it a listen and share it with your friends. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us on the Health by Haven podcast today. I am just so thrilled to chat all things aesthetics and skincare and skin health with you.
Yes, absolutely, Haven. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Yes. And I love it when mutual friends connect us. And so that is amazing. I already have like personal attestation of you and your business. But for people who may not know you, let's just get started with a little bit about who you are and your story that brought you to the world of aesthetics.
Absolutely. So my name is Elizabeth. I am a licensed esthetician and med spa owner in Charlotte, North Carolina. I own a holistic med spa called Vela, and we offer transformative skincare treatments, med spa treatments, but like in a cozy day spa atmosphere, which is really, really fun. But I got into aesthetics, back in 2020. My life kind of came to a screeching halt like a lot of other people's did. And I needed to make a career change and fast. I was actually working in like travel and tourism.
Oh,
And
yeah. So that was like totally halted in 2020.
not gonna work out. It was my I call it my second failed business. I feel like a lot of people actually, when it comes to entrepreneurship, a lot of people don't talk about all the like failures that lead up to like something doing well. But one of my
Yeah.
failed businesses was my travel agency. But anyways, so needed to pivot to do something else, and honestly had no idea what I wanted to get into. And my husband had this idea of going to the beach and like taking a couple nights and just kind of like resetting and like trying to calm our nervous system. So we went to St. Augustine, Florida, which is a special place in my heart, and rented an Airbnb. And in this Airbnb, there was like this garden. It was really, really pretty. And every single day, every morning, I would start by just hanging out, spending time in the garden, journaling, meditating, things like that. And I was like, wow, I really need clarity on what to do career-wise. Now, I know this is gonna sound really crazy, Haven, but
Try
that
me. Try me.
yeah, no, literally that night, I went to bed. I'll never forget it. I went to bed and I had a dream about me putting fruit on a woman's face. And in the dream, she was very happy and
Yeah.
I was happy. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I grabbed my phone. My husband was asleep next to me, so I went under the covers so that the light wouldn't wake him up. And I didn't even know the word esthetician. I Googled, how do you become a facial person? That is what started like the whole like deep dive into aesthetics and like picking out a school and getting my education and getting my license and all that stuff.
I don't think it's crazy at all. I love it. I like believe in signs from the universe, God, whatever you believe in. Like I feel like we all like end up where we're meant to be. And so I love that story.
Absolutely. And I 100% ended up where I meant to be. I was the kid in like elementary school where I'd be like doing makeup, doing like girls' hairs, and like the teacher's like, this isn't a beauty salon. So now I have a beauty salon.
Oh, I love it. That's so fun. And okay, I actually do want to rewind a little bit. I love that you shared a little tidbit of like a failed business endeavor.
Yeah.
And you're right, like people don't talk about that so much, but a lot of entrepreneurs are like kind of serial entrepreneurs. You know, you love the idea of like growing something, working for yourself, like being in the grind, but like you live and die by your own sword. So if you don't mind, can we like go back and talk about that a little bit first?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where do I even begin? Because serial entrepreneurship for sure. I mean, I have always known that I needed to work for myself, mostly because I'm incredibly stubborn and ornery. And
Yeah.
for anyone else. But so that being said, ever since I was like right out of high school, I was trying like different businesses and stuff and, seeing what stuck and trying to discover what I was passionate about. So I had a t-shirt company when I was like 20.
Yeah.
That was like rock climbing themed t-shirts.
Oh, very specific.
Yeah, yeah, I was really big into rock climbing back then. I was Lives Haven. And then I had, my travel agency, Travel with Ease, that was, fine or whatever. It was just not gonna be there wasn't like any like longevity in it. I think that, a part of entrepreneurship is so tied to like your purpose and like what you're meant to be doing. And it almost feels like a journey of like self discovery and like trying different things to see like what industry, what field, like, am I not only passionate about, but like can offer value. And so
Mhm.
I think and then I had Pure Glow Spa, which was before Bella, which I wouldn't necessarily say was like a failed business by any means. But it was just like, I guess, the first iteration of Bella. And I think just trying on a bunch of things like trying a bunch of different things on for size, there's no shame in like having to like pivot and do something new. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that. They'll like talk about like what's stuck or like what's doing really well, like what business is successful, or what they're doing now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking us through that journey because I'm sure so many people listening, like have this burning passion and they're like really wanting to get started, but they're worried they're going to fail. And it's like, it's okay if you fail. Like you just get back up and you try again.
It's a part of it. Honestly, failure is a part of it. If you're coming in like bright-eyed, bushy-tail thinking like everything is gonna go perfect, it's just not not that way. Have a very rude awakening.
Newsflash.
Yeah, newsflash. Even like within, you know, I am lucky enough to have a successful business and have a team, and things are going great for us. But even within this, like you're still going to be iterating. Like it's a living, breathing thing, and you're constantly taking in new data as you have like more clients and like different campaigns and launches and things like that. You learn more. So there's always like iterating within the business, and no one's going to get it like perfect right out the bat.
Yeah. How do you know, like, when it's time, you're like, oh, you got to freshen things up?
When things honestly start to feel stale, like if it's, if with certain things, like in the more creative aspect, like the ambiance, the experience that we curate for our clients, maybe some of the like little amenities that we offer, like the teas or the if it feels like I'm bored of this or this isn't inspiring me, like I don't feel energized or inspired by this, I'm going to switch it up. Whether that's like doing a full swap or adding to, or like even just changing things around, taking a piece of artwork from one room and putting it in another. We had our tea service in the first floor of our building for the first like 9 months. And then just last week, I'm like, the tea service needs to be upstairs. So we moved the whole part upstairs. And so just whenever things feel kind of like stale and not inspired,
I love it. Like very intuition driven.
100%. 100%.
Okay, so let's get to that experience and like the vibe that you're talking about. For people who are listening, first of all, who are like, what the heck is a holistic med spa? Like, can you tell everyone? And then, like, what is like the energy, the feeling when you're walking into Bella?
Yeah, for sure. So when I say holistic med spa, I talk about treating our clients as a whole.
Mm,
So there are a lot of things that we could be doing topically with skincare. And I mean, we have super cutting edge devices here at Bella. We have professional and medical grade skincare and all the great topicals and stuff to help support your skin from the outside. But there are so many different things that you could be doing lifestyle wise to affect your skin from the
mhm,
inside. So we sell skincare, yes, but we also sell supplements and we sell
mhm.
teas and we sell items that help our clients reduce their cortisol, whether that's through a Epsom salt bath or through, a nice body oil or something. So when we're talking about things like acne, melasma, age management, there's so many things that we could be doing internally. So we like to educate our clients on that and make that a part of their treatment plan. Um, Instead of just topicals, like let's just throw some cream on it and see what happens. But when people come to Vela, the experience, well, the space is very inspired by the south of France and in general, but mostly the south of France. We have a lot of items in our mercantile that are made in France. A lot of like kind of like light colors. We have, some artwork that is French inspired. We have a mural of one of the bridges in Paris, the Pont Alexandre III. So the vibe is like you're coming to like your friend's cool apartment in Paris, or
Love.
you're like your friend's like maybe family home in like Provence or something like that. That's kind of like the vibe.
Love. Do you have like a tie to France? You just love the culture.
Just love the culture. I'm such a Francophile. I went to Paris years ago for the first time, didn't think I was going to like it, ended up falling in love and went 2 times a year for many years. And now I'm down to like once a year. But I'm just obsessed with like French culture and like everything French. I'm just obsessed with it. So the vibe here in Bella is very much like evokes that kind of like French European vibe. We add like kind of like a little touch of whimsy to the space as well. And then our clients come in, their first time client visit, everything is actually very like, even though the vibes are super cozy, everything is very like science based. So we have a dermatological imaging device we scan everyone's face with. It looks at the deep layers of your skin. It gives you numbers and metrics that we could track every 90 days and
Wow.
get and see how things get better. But we do a treatment plan for everyone with like a series of treatments, and we do a home care plan for everyone. So it's very like kind of like very tailored to the client. So they get a very white glove custom experience.
Okay, I love everything that you're saying. I love the holistic approach. That is like my MO because I feel like everything is interconnected in your health. So I love that not only you're treating like skin from the outside with topicals, but you're also working on things that are like nervous system regulation and everything. That's really, it makes such a difference and people like may not realize it. But then I also love the blend of that with like the science backed approach as well and like real, like tangible things that you can be like, this imaging is telling us like XYZ about your skin, and like, here's what we're going to do to help that. So that is like, I just love.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, especially when it comes to like beauty, skincare specifically, like it's really hard to tell, like, hey, is this working? Oftentimes you need to use a product for like a really long time to like notice, like visibly notice a result on your skin. So it's nice to have that like confirmation of like, yes, actually, my wrinkle depth has decreased by 30% from
Yeah.
yes for the last, 3 months. It's nice to have that tangible, measurable result.
Yes. Okay. So let's get into the nitty gritty of skincare then. Can you walk us through? I know I saw on Instagram lately you posted like here's like the steps of your skincare routine. And like, as someone who admittedly, it's not my strongest suit, like, don't get mad, but I'm trying to learn more. So I'm sure there are listeners in the same boat. Can you walk us through like what a daily, maybe AM and PM skincare routine should entail?
Yeah, for sure. So everyone should be cleansing their skin first and foremost. So this is going to be like a very minimal routine. So everyone should be cleansing their skin. Ideally, you're double cleansing. So double cleansing is when you use a first cleanse, like an oil-based cleanser or something like that, to remove all of your like dirt, debris, sweat, makeup, sunscreen, maybe products from the night before you use your targeted cleanser. And your second cleanse or your targeted cleanser is specific to your skincare concern. The way I like to describe double cleansing is like sweeping the floor before you mop. You're not going to mop the
Mm.
floor before you sweep. You're just going to be moving the dirt around.
What a great
So,
analogy. I've never heard that.
yeah, yeah. So you use your first cleanse to take everything off. Your second cleanse is your targeted cleanser that's specific to your skincare concern. After that, everyone should be exfoliating, whether you have dry skin, oily skin, acneic skin, doesn't matter. Everyone should be exfoliating 2 to 3 times a week. Now, this is something that if you have more sensitive skin, maybe you dive into what's called an enzymatic exfoliation that uses like plant and fruit enzymes to like
Mm,
they kind of eat like little Pac-Mans. They kind of eat the dead skin cells on the surface of your skin.
okay.
If you have more resilient skin, maybe you look at a chemical exfoliant that uses alpha hydroxy acids or beta hydroxy acids to dissolve the dead skin cells.
Mm,
And then very rarely am I recommending a manual or a mechanical exfoliation, but like a scrub.
mhm,
And that uses like grit or texture to
mhm.
slough off the dead skin cells.
Okay.
So, should be exfoliating. What type of exfoliant you're using, I would ask a licensed skincare professional. And then after that, a vitamin C in the morning. Everyone can use a vitamin C in the morning and a vitamin A in the evening. Vitamin A are, retinoids. You might hear them called retinol, retinaldehyde, retin A, tretinoin, whatever. But some sort of vitamin C in the morning, some sort of vitamin A in the evening, a moisturizer, and SPF, and reapplying your SPF every 2 hours. That's a very baseline, minimal skincare routine that everyone should be doing. And then you could always add on depending on what your concern is.
Okay. What is the purpose of the vitamin A and the vitamin C?
So, vitamin C in the morning, vitamin C neutralizes free radical damage. So, free radicals are these unstable molecules, okay? And they are missing an electron. And they want to steal an electron from your skin's DNA to stabilize themselves. what vitamin C does as an antioxidant is it stops the free radical in its tracks. It says, hey, hold on, don't steal this from Haven's skin. I'm going to donate an electron to you so that
Oh,
you stabilize yourself.
okay.
Vitamin C's neutralize free radicals. Why is that important? Because free radical damage prematurely ages our skin.
Mm.
Vitamin A, retinoids.
Mhm.
Retinoids is like an umbrella term, but
Mhm.
vitamin A is like gold standard for age management and helps with cellular turnover. So there's a bunch of different kinds of retinoids. The form that your skin can recognize and utilize is retinoic acid.
Mm.
Then there's things like retinaldehyde, which is like one conversion away where it has to convert in the skin. But I don't want to get too
No, I love it. I love it.
like sciencey or like go off track, but vitamin C for age management, skin health, and protecting your skin's DNA, and then vitamin A, gold standard for age management and cellular turnover.
Okay. I love it because it's like the free radicals thing is also within like the nutrition field. And when you're thinking about like eating antioxidants, like blueberries, for instance, are like loaded with them because that is also helping like keep the oxidation out of your blood, which is causing like a lot of things like heart disease and all of that. So I think it's so fascinating that also is like in your skin's molecular structure as well. I had no idea.
Yeah, free radicals, they're what end up killing us at the end of the day, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the worst. Let's take a moment to think about the women in our lives and maybe even ourselves who give so much every single day. Evoda Massage Therapy is creating something truly special for all the moms, dog moms, plant moms, and mother figures out there. From May 7th through the 11th at their Lexington and Columbia, South Carolina locations, they're offering a limited time Mother's Day weekend experience designed for deep rest and intentional care. Picture this, a 75-minute massage that doesn't just stop at your shoulders. This includes a soothing face and scalp massage to help your entire nervous system soften and unwind. You'll also be treated to a handcrafted mocktail from Bubbly Mixologist, plus a small, beautiful bouquet from Pink Sunday Flower Shop to take a little bit of that calm home with you. It's more than a massage. It's a full sensory experience to help the body slow down, reset, and feel cared for. Spots are limited, so you'll need to book by today to secure your session for the Mother's Day weekend. So whether you're gifting this to someone you love or giving yourself permission to receive, this is your invitation to pause, be held, and be restored. Okay, that was a super helpful breakdown. I'm curious if there are any products or any like product brands or any specific ingredients that you would be like, yes, these are great, or absolutely not, stay away from this.
Yeah. So in terms of like vitamin C, so just because we got really, really into that,
Yeah.
vitamin C is amazing. There's a bunch of different forms of it. My absolute favorite vitamin C is from a company called Skin Better Science. It is a tetrahexadecyl ascorbate vitamin C versus L-ascorbic acid. A lot of people don't tolerate L-ascorbic acid or it could be a little irritating to the skin, but the THD form of vitamin C is like super agreeable to the skin. But what Skin Better Science did is they formulated, and it's a proprietary technology, but they formulated a vitamin C that protects from environmental free radical damage, like any other topical vitamin C does, but it also protects your skin from intrinsic free radical damage.
Amazing.
So, free radical damage that that you create inside of yourself. Stress, margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margarita floor. Protect your skin from free radical damage environmentally and intrinsically. It's like 360 protection. No other vitamin C does that. It is honestly insane. It's wizardry. It's like
Yeah.
Hogwarts over there. Skin Better Science, they have a lot of proprietary and like novel technologies because they're just like always ahead of the game. And then in that same vein, vitamin A, the Skin Better Science retinoid is called Alpharet. It's actually their flagship product, but a lot of people try tretinoin or they try a retinol and they're like, my skin got irritated. I was dry,
Mhm.
I was flaky, I was itchy, I couldn't use it every night. Maybe they get into the whole myth of skin cycling or whatever, which isn't a thing. Um, but what Skin Better Science did is they took the retinoic acid molecule and they double conjugated it with lactic acid
Mm.
and they made a whole new a whole new thing called ethyl-lactyl retinoate. And ethyl-lactyl retinoate is a very tolerable form of retinoic acid. So anyone can use it, which is insane because it has all the strength of a retinoic acid with none of the irritation. So anyone who's ever tried to use retinol and couldn't, they should try Alpharet.
Okay, amazing. And this is something they could use like every day because I have heard like retinol being like, oh, only use it a few times a week because it can like flare up your skin.
All of like the concrete, real, true studies that show the benefits of vitamin A derivatives on the skin for the purpose of age management, we're on patients, we're on subjects that were using it every single night for an
Mm.
extended period of time. So you should be using your vitamin A every single evening. Sometimes people need like an acclimation period
Mm.
of a little bit to like get their skin used to it. Um, but if you're having a hard time adjusting to your retinol, um, or if you're using like tretinoin or something like that, first off, make sure you're applying it right. Secondly, if you're having a hard time with it, just try Alpharet. Alpharet, you won't have any issues with it.
Okay, amazing. And then can we go back to exfoliants? Because I know you were like, there's these three different kinds, and like, I don't really recommend the kind that's gritty. And like, I'll just out myself here. Like, I have a face wash like that has, I don't know, like texture in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Should I not be using that?
I guess it depends. It really depends. So, um, manual or mechanical exfoliations typically I find to be a little bit too abrasive for most
Mhm.
skin. Now, there are some like everyday cleansers that have like a little bit of grittiness to it, like ever so slightly. Those are fine. I'm talking about the St. Ives apricot scrub where people were scrubbing their face into oblivion and, like,
Yeah.
scrubbing themselves raw. And I say themselves, it was me. I was scrubbing my stuff back in the day, but, so, yeah, so out of the 3 exfoliants, the one that I typically recommend the least is manual exfoliants, and it's only a very specific type of client that I recommend that to.
Okay, so the other ones, like when you're putting them on, they actually don't have the texture, but they're exfoliating still.
Yeah, I mean, it it really depends on
Yeah.
the product.
Yeah.
So there are some, like, um, enzymatic exfoliants that might have, like, a little mechanical aspect to them.
Mhm.
Manual scrub aspect to them. But yeah, but generally for the most part, an enzymatic exfoliation, could come in the form of a powder that you mix with water. It could
Mm.
come in the form of like a mask that you might use and let it sit on your skin. And then chemical exfoliants. I mean, my favorite, sometimes they're like liquid and you dispense them into a cotton round, yada, yada, yada. My favorite are the Alpharet peel pads from Skin Better Science. And they are essentially like these little preloaded pads, like cotton rounds, that have alpha hydroxy acids in them, beta hydroxy acids in them, as well as the alpha ret technology. And they're just these little like envelopes that you just like
Mm.
swipe over your face and rock and roll.
Okay, almost like a little like makeup wipe or something that's like in a
Yeah,
pouch.
like a makeup wipe, or like a lot of my acne clients, they're on a chemical exfoliant called mandelic serum. And it is an alpha hydroxy acid derived from bitter almonds. It is amazing for acne prone skin. It's antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, like all the things.
Amazing.
And it's gentle enough for them to use every day. But I recommend just speaking with a licensed professional and getting a routine custom made for you and your skin, because everyone's different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're like blowing my mind with the exfoliation thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like
I could talk about this all day.
yeah. Which, by the way, you also gave me like visceral reaction with the St. Ives apricot scrub from like middle school, where I was like, also not just putting it on my face, but like rubbing my face like it was sandpaper or something, like so much pressure too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
luckily I'm not that bad anymore, but I do have a exfoliant that is probably too abrasive.
I've had some traumatic experiences myself with it.
Okay, masks came up. So how are we choosing a mask? How often do we use it? I know there's like clay masks and sheet masks and like all the things and like tell me everything. I know nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's just so many
Yeah.
out there. And like they all do so many different things, but generally my favorite kinds of masks to use are hydrating masks and stimulating masks. And now
Mm.
hydrating masks, my favorite is from a company called Hydrinity. They have these restorative HA masks that are like these sheet masks. They have epidermal growth factors in them, and like you put it on. I like to put mine in the fridge. I put mine in the
Oh.
I put it on, and I just like kind of like marinate like a little boneless chicken, and I'll do like my little cold roller over it and really like
Yeah.
romanticize the moment. But something like that you could use. I mean, you could use multiple times a week, but usually I'm using it one time a week, or recommending my clients use it one time a week or before a special event. And then we have stimulating masks, and stimulating masks are my favorite.
Oh, okay. Tell me more. I've not heard of this.
Okay, so stimulating masks, the only I'm trying to think, the only company that I could think of that makes them is Eminence. Eminence Organic Skincare. So we have this mask called the Lime Stimulating Mask. And what stimulating masks do is they have like stimulating ingredients like stinging nettle
Mm.
and paprika and cinnamon.
Love.
And it stimulates this, like it feels spicy. Like you put it on and it
Oh.
like you just rubbed peppers all over your face, which doesn't sound fun. So I like to keep like a fan handy. But you put it on and it stimulates a lot of blood to pool at like the surface of your skin. So you'll get really, really red. You'll almost look like kind of swollen. Why
Oh.
do I do that? We do that because oxygenating our skin is one of the best things we could do for it. Okay. Well, what do we have in our body naturally that carries oxygen? Our
Blood.
hemoglobin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oxygen kills acne causing bacteria because that bacteria is anaerobic. But oxygen also delivers essential nutrients to the skin and gives you kind of like that glowy attribute to your skin. So you might notice people that are super, super active and have
Mhm.
very active lifestyles generally have glowier skin than people that are more sedentary, because they're just constantly, with all the increased blood circulation, they're just constantly getting their skin oxygenated. So stimulating masks are one of my favorite, especially before like a party or a special event, a couple hours before. Makeup looks divine.
Oh, amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to try it. But you're also like really validating all the running that I do. I'm like, oh, it's for my skin as well.
It's your skin, duh.
A lot of people who listen to the podcast, myself included, when I'm chatting with people, I'm like very conscious of chemicals I'm putting in my home, what I'm ingesting into my body, and I'm trying to live like as clean of a health lifestyle as possible. And so it's really hard when you're looking at like skincare product ingredients. I have no clue what any of these things are and like what are good ingredients, what are bad ingredients, like how is there like a database? Like how do we decipher this basically when there's 10 million different types of cleansers you could be buying, for instance?
Yeah, I think honestly, there needs to be a lot of like there needs to be a bit of a paradigm shift, I think, in the beauty industry and the skincare industry when it comes to this. I feel like the term clean beauty is often used in a not fair way to the consumer. But I think the best strategy, if you are ingredient conscious, I would say the best strategy is to find somebody you trust, find a professional that you trust, and sticking with brands that are professional grade, that are medical grade. I wouldn't, buy just anything like from the internet or from like random websites or anything like that. You want to find, skincare companies that have white papers, um, publish clinical trials, peer reviewed studies on their ingredients and their products and their technologies. But I will say, the devil is in the dosing. That's really,
Mm.
really important, especially the risk exposure ratio is really, really important when it comes to skin. Because at the end of the day, our skin is meant to be a shield. It's not a sponge. We actually have so many different layers in our skin. One of them is called the stratum spinosum, and it's got all of these spikes on it to keep out. And our skin is actually a really, really good shield. It's a great shield. It's why we don't drown in a bathtub or get drunk from, hand sanitizer or anything like that. But the whole exposure risk ratio that is important to keep in mind. And this is why it's important to find someone that you trust,
Mhm.
that carries good products, reputable products. Just because there's a particular ingredient in a product doesn't mean that that product is just inherently bad
Okay.
or toxic or something like that. The way that I like to describe it is like a a lion. A lion in a zoo. You and me go to the zoo. We go to the lion exhibit. That lion, inherently, a lion is dangerous. But at the zoo, we have very low exposure. So
Mhm.
our risk is really low.
Mhm.
If you and me were to hop on a plane and fly to Botswana and go on a safari on foot, and we come across a lion, all of a sudden, that lion's really freaking dangerous.
Yeah.
Our exposure is so much higher.
Okay.
So the risk is a lot higher as well. So if you go to someone that's carrying good products, even if there's an ingredient that might be labeled as bad or toxic, um, you eh, if you go somewhere where you trust and they carry reputable products, there's not going to be a like more than nominal amount of X ingredient that's going to make this product bad for you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Like paying attention to ingredients definitely, but like not ruling something out completely dependent on one single ingredient out of like a bunch.
Yeah, and also not being sold on stuff just because a big beauty company slapped a label on it that says, clean. Doesn't necessarily mean that, or even if it says something like no parabens. Okay, no parabens. There's got to be a preservative in this product. There has to.
Mhm.
It will have zero shelf life. So there is a preservative in this product. What preservative is being used? And has it been tested as much as parabens have been tested for the last hundreds of years?
Mm.
So just things to consider. I can go on this whole spiel about that, but I won't.
Well, no, I appreciate that because I have a similar soapbox about nutrition labels because
Yeah.
there's really like no regulation in like what you can put on your packaging as far as like healthy or natural or whatever, and so people are trying to like pick something that is going to support their body better, and it's like, well, this is actually like if you flip it over and you look at the ingredients, like they're just like using marketing to make you think that it's better, but it's not.
Super manipulative of a consumer that is just trying to do better for themselves, trying to do better for their family. So beauty brands are not innocent in that. In fact, I think they're some of the most guilty in all of that with the kind of like skeezy marketing tactics and the green and clean and this and that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and you mentioned sunscreen as well.
Yeah.
So, talk to us a little bit more about it. What about like if you have a tinted moisturizer with the sunscreen, is that the same? Do you need a separate product? Like give us the 101 on sunscreen.
Yeah. So my kind of rule of thumb is to have a separate sunscreen product. So if you were to, let's say, some people are like, oh, my makeup has sunscreen, like my
Mhm.
foundation has SPF. And I'm like, okay, slay. Well, for you to be getting enough sun protection from your foundation that has sunscreen as like a secondary or maybe even a tertiary function, you'd have to use 3 fingerfuls of foundation.
Ah,
That, you have to reapply it still every 2 hours. First off, no one's using that much foundation,
yeah.
girlfriend. If you are, okay. And then reapplying that much foundation every 2 hours is psychotic.
Yes.
So, I recommend having a separate sunscreen, like, outside of any other products that you're using. Like, you want to have just a sunscreen where that is its primary function. Now, if you want to be like have kind of that like clean girl aesthetic, that kind of like minimal, like European look or whatever, you can always do a tinted sunscreen where sunscreen is the primary function and then it has like that aesthetic element. So, Color Science
Mm.
make great tinted sunscreens in all different shades. Um, Skin Better Science makes a product called Tone Smart. That's a mineral based sunscreen. That's great. And then in terms of like chemical sunscreen or mineral sunscreen, my saying is my favorite sunscreen is the one that you use. So if you
Yes.
have sunscreen that you like, I do not care. I don't care if it's chemical, I don't care if it's mineral, I tinted, not tinted, whatever. You could buy it from me, you could buy it from someone else, just buy it and wear it and reapply it till you're done.
Great advice. I say the same thing about a workout. The best workout's the one you're actually doing. So,
Yes, I love that. So
okay.
true.
So, for people though who are maybe like they have a big corporate job and they're wearing makeup to work, can you put the sunscreen on top of your makeup without like messing it up? Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. So this is where we get tricky and innovative and creative. You can use a sunscreen powder.
Oh,
Really, it comes in like a little brush with antimicrobial bristles, and it's got little powder thing attached to it, and you just knock it on the bottom and then just like brush it on. Yeah,
this is amazing. I have
it-
never heard of this.
it's so cool. It's from Color Science. It's called Brush On Shield.
Wow.
And then my favorite way to reapply sunscreen over makeup is the Tone Smart Compact from Skin Better Science. And it is like a little cutie compact and it's like a cream to powder. And same thing, antimicrobial sponge. And you just like boop, 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 apply it over your makeup and it doesn't move your makeup. In fact,
Amazing.
kind of like blurs it and like filters
Yeah.
a little bit. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Wow. Okay. Everyone listening, you have no excuses now. I'm talking to myself too. Like
Yes.
this is life-changing. How have I not heard of either of these products?
No excuse to not reapply your sunscreen in 2026. 2026, 2025, what year are we in?
Great question. Oh my gosh. Wow. You're teaching me so much. We talked yesterday about hormonal acne. A lot of people listening to this podcast are women, their 20s, 30s, maybe 40s. Of course, there are people that don't fall in that demographic, but I know that that's a common skincare concern for people. So if someone's coming in, they're dealing with hormonal caused acne. What are some things that you work with them on? What are some things they can be doing at home?
So, wow, there's so many different things I could say. So different things that you could be doing internally at home. First off, I would make sure I would like just ditch the energy drinks, the Cells,
Mhm.
the Alani Nu, the Monster. Like it's got to go. It's not for well, first off, it's not great for your adrenals, but also those are typically have like a lot of biotin in them.
Mhm.
And biotin is terrible for acne prone skin.
Wow. Okay. I never knew this, but people talk all the time about like, oh, it'll grow your hair, it'll grow your nails.
Yeah,
Wow.
so biotin, it's actually so it's kind of like a cruel joke, I feel like, that
Yeah.
that the world has played on us, but so people that have acne-prone skin have something called retention hyperkeratosis. It's an inherited condition of the follicle where we proliferate more skin cells than the average person. So biotin, why it's great for people that are experiencing hair loss or like brittle nails, is biotin makes you produce more keratin, more skin cells. The people that are acne prone, we're already producing too many skin cells, and all those extra skin cells are plaquing and building up, and they're causing congestion in the pore, and that's what's leading to all of these lesions on the face. So, making sure that you are cutting out all those energy drinks, but also checking and making sure that your multivitamin doesn't have biotin in it, and whatnot. You're not taking hair, skin, and nail vitamins, Nutrafol. Like it's crazy because it's like hair, skin, and nails, but not great for acne prone skin. So that would be a big one. And then supplements that supports hormonal acne would be zinc. Zinc reduces inflammation in the skin. An essential fatty acid supplement that increases the quality of the oil in your skin. A probiotic, of course, is going to support gut health. Your
Mhm.
gut shows itself on your skin. Selenium is a great supplement to take for acne prone skin. Glutathione, one of the three main antioxidants, antioxidants. Um, and then managing your cortisol, just managing your stress, deep rhythmic breathing. Our body loves rhythms. We've got our circadian rhythm but deep, slow rhythmic breathing tells your brain and your body that you're safe. There's no woolly mammoth chasing you.
Yeah.
And reduces your cortisol, and that is gonna help with some of your acne breakouts. Yeah, and icing your skin every day.
Okay, with like an ice roller?
Ice cube. Literally
Oh.
go to your fridge, hit the ice button, ice cube, wrap it in a clean paper towel. This is after you cleanse, and you just like move and groove it around your face for 2 minutes. Don't hold it still. That would be
Mhm.
bad for the scars. Move and groove it around your face, pat dry, and then resume with the rest of your routine.
Amazing. Both of these, well, all of these suggestions I feel like are like
Or
gonna change so many people's lives. Any other burning topics today that you're like, if people take nothing away from this, like let them learn this thing about skin health?
if people take nothing away from this, I would say the thing to really absorb is that, you know, there is so much to skincare. There is so much to like getting your skin clear, helping with age management, helping with melasma, pigmentation, hormonal fluctuations, all of that stuff. The best thing you could do is just go straight to a provider, a professional that eats, sleeps, breathes skincare. Look at their Google reviews, look at their Instagram, make sure that they have before and afters. The proof is in the pudding. Make sure that they have good testimonials. And have a conversation with them, have a consultation with them, and just find somebody that you could trust to guide you. Because trying to go about this on your own is not easy. It's really hard, and you could save yourself a lot of time, a lot of heartache, and probably a lot of money if you just kind of skip the Ulta, skip the Sephora, skip the DIY, and just go straight to a trusted professional that is educated on this, that could give you the right guidance from the jump.
Couldn't agree more. As someone who is very overwhelmed by this industry, I guess, or like this type of health, like finding somebody who can educate you and work with your skin because it's unique. I think that's a great piece of advice.
Yeah, not just like your skin type, but like your skin concern is unique. So yeah, just having somebody to help you out. And
Definitely.
sunscreen. Wear your sunscreen and reapply.
Yeah, and now we have no excuse because we have 2 different ways we could wear it over makeup as well.
And make sure you get your lid. One of the most common places for melanoma to form is on the lash line. So make sure you get it on your lid as well.
Wait, on that note, is there a like a sunscreen chapstick or something as well? Because I know the lips are also a spot.
Yes. So Peptide Lip Shine from Color Science is the sunscreen lip gloss. Color Balm is a sunscreen blush.
Wow.
3-in-1 is a sunscreen concealer.
Stop. This is amazing.
Sunscreen everything. Yeah, there's sunscreen everything. I don't wear makeup anymore. All I wear is sunscreen now. Just like tinted sunscreen.
Yeah.
I do a green makeup look every day.
Oh my gosh. I love it. You're about to change my entire routine. So this is amazing. I could literally talk to you all day long. We do need to do our little series, but I'm going to move us along into some fun little wellnessy rapid fire questions to close things out.
Let's do it.
Okay. Morning or evening workout?
Morning. Like 5 a.m.
I love it. Me too. Running or walking?
Walking.
Lifting or body weight?
Lifting. Love lifting.
Do you go to a class or do you do it on your own?
I go on my own. I go to the gym. I put my headphones off. I play my classical music and I just lift.
I love that. Wait, sometimes I run to classical music and people think that's insane.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
I mean, stop that run and I think that's insane.
Yeah, probably most of the population agrees with you.
Yeah, that was hard. I've been doing the Stairmaster though. That's fun.
Oh, yeah. It's no joke. Juice or smoothie?
Smoothie.
Coffee or matcha?
Matcha all day, every day.
Salad or bowl?
Bowl.
Pizza or pasta?
This is actually cruel and unusual punishment. I'm going to say pasta.
That's a hard one. Tacos or quesadilla?
Oh, tacos. I'm going to go with tacos.
Early riser or night owl?
Early riser, baby.
Amazing. Well, Elizabeth, I had so much fun chatting with you. You literally just rocked my world as far as skincare and sunscreen goes. I will never be the same. I'm sure listeners who are listening will say the same thing. So if they're listening, where can they find you online? If they're in the Charlotte area, how can they work with you? Tell us all the good stuff.
Absolutely. So you don't have to be in Charlotte to work with me. I do take virtual clients. I have a lot of success clearing people's skin virtually. You could reach out to me on Instagram. It's Vela CLT. That's VELA CLT. And then if you are local to Charlotte, come visit us. We're right in the middle of South End on Camden Road, 1800 Camden Road. Or you can visit our website, www.velaclt.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, and this is so fun.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Health by Haven podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to give the show a 5-star rating and leave a review. It makes such a huge difference in reaching new people and spreading the joy of healthy living. I would also be so appreciative if you subscribe to the show in the listening app of your choice so you never miss an episode. Your support truly means the world to me. Have a happy, healthy day, and I'll talk to you again soon.